You talking down on us, we live it up. You talking down on us, we live it up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking way up.
So hold on, not to switch topics completely now, but what's going on with this Michael Jordan documentary?
Oh, it's phenomenal, Sammy.
It's great.
It's phenomenal.
It's really good.
It's so phenomenal. It's a 10-part series. You've watched 30 for 30s, correct?
Correct.
It's like a 30 for 30. It's like an OJ one. They did the big one on OJ.
Yeah.
And it's literally starting from like the very, very beginning, and it's going all the way like to his whole career. And you know, the first 2 episodes were mostly about like the management and how they put the team together, his relationship with Scotty and stuff. But you know, and like it's just sweet. You see, they have a video of him walking in as a rookie, and he's walking in the locker room with his little bag, and then he gets dressed and he goes out and he just starts taking these warm-up shots. And just you know, sometimes when you watch people like that, they glow, don't they?
Yeah, for sure.
You just
100%.
see something. It's just special. You're like, man, this kid's glowing right now.
But that's the thing. You even know then, like before anyone even knew that he was the greatest. You know what I mean?
But he didn't go number 1.
No, I know. But when you look back and you like look at that and you see it happening, you're like, wow, how did they not know he was the greatest by looking at that right there? Like you're talking about that moment where he's warming up. No one ever seen him play an NBA game before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you gotta understand. Look how many people come in the league that
For
they
sure.
think they're bust.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
Like,
it happens.
You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like, you know, injuries happen.
Now you're a big sports guy. The big thing is now, just because you're a killer in college basketball, college football, regardless, it doesn't translate sometimes.
No, because the game's a lot faster when you go to the pros. No matter what you listen, at the end of the day, it all matters from like what school you come from, the divisions. Because you gotta understand something. When you're in
divisions.
college, you're gonna play some dudes. They're gonna go sell cars
Correct.
next semester, or next
Exactly.
year. You know what I mean? When you're in the NFL, everyone's a killer. Same thing with the UFC. When you could go fight on a on PFL, you might fight a guy that's fucking doing electricity during the weekday.
Yeah,
Right,
correct.
right.
Or
He
driving a
don't,
bus during the
he don't
weekdays.
train full time. This guy.
Yeah, or he probably trains after hours, you know,
Substitute
around work.
teaching or some shit.
You go to the UFC, that's all they do is eat, sleep, breathe, fighting.
That's
you know what I
it.
mean? And that's all they do.
And
it's
everyone's
like,
a killer.
Yeah.
Ngannou lives at the UFC Performance Institute. Literally, like, lives there. Like, he's
Who?
like, I'm getting Ngannou.
Yeah,
like,
no, he does pretty
he
much.
lives
Yeah.
there, like, straight up.
you know, and and there's so much more to that too. Like you gotta understand, bro, when you're getting drafted, the background check, you might as well try to be a CIA agent. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's how
they're
deep it
looking at
goes.
your Twitter, they're looking at your Instagram, they're looking at, they're interviewing your teammates. They want to know your relationship with your friends. They want to know all that.
Well, you got to remember, this is the thing. This is the thing. If from me being a business guy, if I'm looking at that, I'm gonna invest millions of dollars into you. I need to know everything.
Everything.
All the way from the beginning. I need to know it all before I make this investment.
if
It's
this
just like
kid-
investing in a company.
So if this kid's like, you know, a sweet athlete, but everyone in the locker room can't stand him, well, you might not want a toxic person like that, no matter how good he
yeah,
is in your
correct.
organization.
It's sometimes about team dynamics or, you know what I mean, relationships.
But so to that effect now, we've heard a lot of people say that Michael Jordan wasn't the easiest person to play with, nor was Kobe Bryant. So how good were they? You got to think about it. They were like, fuck it, I don't care. Sign them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's different, though, when you're talking about GOATs right now.
Yeah.
Talking about some of the guys that were the best ever.
And I don't know if they came in popping shit like that.
No.
Jordan, when he first came in, he was very humble and nice. And, you know, I think what happens is...
You win a couple championships and you start feeling yourself and
You gotta
knowing you're the
understand
guy.
something too, bro. When Kobe, Brady, like those guys like that, Jordan, like when... You got to understand something. They want to win so bad that if they lose, it's going to physically kill them. So the pressure that they're under... You can't make a mistake.
No, exactly. And
So-
when you're playing at such a high level.
Yeah, so when you're under that kind of pressure all the time, you're going to be irritable. And shit's
Sure.
going to piss you off. And you're
For
going to
sure.
have moments because you're human and you're going to snap and it's going to look like you're the big scumbag, but you just had a moment.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And that's what, and with media now. And
Not even just the pressure, neither. You got to remember the regiment that you're putting your body through on a day-to-day basis. You got to remember you're training top. You know what I mean?
2-3 days.
Yeah,
bro.
2-3 days.
3 days.
Exactly.
Now
Absolutely.
let me ask. I want to ask you this. I heard when you're in the thing where you're going to college and you're picking who you're going to sign with, or even like what NFL team you're going to go with. I heard you can't even accept like a hoodie. Like you can't take nothing.
That's going to be changing soon, though.
Yeah, didn't they just pass a law in California about that? Look
Yeah.
that up, Morty. I think they
That-
just did pass a law where kids that are playing in the NCAA could start profiting off of their images and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
because
they sell
why?
their jerseys.
Well,
They
this is the
sell-
thing.
yeah.
Why should you make $1 billion off of me before I even touch $1?
The problem is, this is the problem with that situation. And people are being more vocal about it, a lot more players, and it's going to change. I don't know when, but it's going to change soon. What the problem is that you got these college kids. superstars, and the schools are making so much money off of him with TV ratings, stuff like
Correct.
that. Yo, you know, what I mean, there's fanatics out there like, yo, this dude's my man. You know, what I mean, like how they watch the NFL, they'll watch that kid and they'll buy his jerseys and they'll buy the merchandise and stuff. And then it's like, say senior year, he tears his ACL, or you know what I mean, and you know he's never the same. He didn't get his payday, but
Correct.
you made all that money off of him.
Correct.
And that's where it becomes a problem.
And you know what's even more interesting when you talk about the profit that they made off him?
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole undermarket of profit being made off of fantasy football.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, he's gonna put.
Dude, just TV ratings and tickets. Those college games sell out.
Bro, you got to remember this, dude. There's more eyes on college sports than there is on NFL. 100%. You wouldn't agree?
Why is
No,
that?
I don't
though?
know that. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know
There's
if that's
definitely
true.
more gambling on NCAA.
People in the South
Well,
absolutely love it.
because you got
They love it out there.
Yeah.
People in the South, yeah.
They don't
If
have
you-
NFL teams in a lot
if
of
you
those
got a team
cities.
if you got a team like Alabama playing
Yeah.
Boise or you know what I mean, a lower tier team, yeah, it's easier to take Alabama. Now you just got to worry about the point spread.
Correct,
Are they going to beat them by
exactly.
40? Because that's
Yeah.
how college is.
For
Sometimes
sure.
you could take Alabama minus 37.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? But they'll blow them out by like 50.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
crazy.
So-
Talking about point spreads and all that stuff. Now, could you guys explain something to me? When you're gambling on a football game, how does that work? Because I'm strictly UFC, MMA. Just that's all I really watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch NCAA or any of that stuff.
There's now they have things you can bet everything now on the line. You can bet the coin toss. You can bet if the first play is going to be a pass.
You could bet the color of somebody's socks.
I don't know about that, but
You
could bet
could,
almost everything, yeah?
you could bet the color of the Gatorade inside the thing, like Super Bowl Sunday. You could bet what color the Gatorade's gonna be, like
That's
all
crazy
that.
because there's so many bets you can do. But now the typical bets has been around forever is teaser, parlay, or straight up bet. When you do a teaser, I believe you get 7 or 10 points for each team. So say you had the Bills and they were +3, you would be +13.
Correct.
And say you were going with the New England Patriots -7, and you had, so with the 10 points you'd be +3. The problem is in the order to win, say you put $100 on those 3 bets. In order to win, all 3 have to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Parlay is the same thing, 3 bets, but you don't get no points, but you win double.
No, I think
triple,
sometimes it might be like 10 times if
10
you hit all
times.
3.
So
Yeah.
you put
More odds.
Yeah, so if you put like 100 on, you might win like 600.
Yeah, correct.
And then a straight up bet, you just obviously put whatever you put up, and then obviously minus the vig if you lose, and if you play straight up. So if it's the Bills +13, you have to hope that the Bills win by more than 13 points.
Correct.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Now-
that's how that goes.
What about when they would when they say like running numbers at the track, like Joey Diaz always talks about that. I never understood that. What are they talking about? The last 3 numbers of the Parrot Mutual.
Well, it's the total amount of money that was gambled at the track that day.
Oh,
They
and you can
posted
tell
in the
that?
paper. Yeah, they posted in the paper, and it's the last 3 numbers is the number. And that's what the mafia used to use that was like their gambling book. Because there's no way to fix that. You know what I mean? You can't
Right.
fix what someone's going to gamble at the track. It's like total number gambled there.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's where the number would come from.
And so like
It's like a lottery system. It's like a dollar.
It's all it is a lottery, and then
Correct.
the government wanted to make money on it. with the
Exactly.
taxes, so then they just opened up. But back in the day, lottery was a hustler that would be like, yo, what do you want? I want 3, 4, 7. Okay, give me your money. And then that what he do all day is take people's money, and whoever won,
Come
won the
pick up their
number.
bag, yeah. And then they would take their
You
chunk
just
and
you just couldn't go to the store and do it.
exactly.
Is it true when you would call your bookie and be like, yo, I want 619 or whatever?
I never.
like that?
I'm too young for that. That wasn't really
I did
going
that
on.
a couple times.
Did
When
you?
I was like 16, 17 year old, I had a little book. You call over the phone and you tell them you have a number like 317. So they play 317. Oh, this is this guy. This is name, my information, stuff like that.
So you would give kind of like a PIN number that would let them know it was
Who
you.
was you, yeah.
And then you would give them your PIN
yeah.
number.
So I want Buffalo plus 10 for $1.
It's like your client ID,
Yeah,
more or less.
right,
You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, and then at the end of the week, they send someone to come get your money. And if you don't pay, obviously they have guys that come do that too. But
Now let me ask you this though: is it true that they would record all the conversations? So try to be like, bro, I put it on. They'd be like, no, I got you on recorder, fam. Like,
I mean, maybe some guys did. I mean, depending how, not all of those organizations were big time too. You might have had a guy that maybe had 20, 30 guys, but made a nice little living on the side while he was doing something else.
Correct. Might own a
Football.
construction company or
and
yeah.
just did this, there's a lot of guys that did that on the side and just made good money during the football season. Some guys did it all year round with baseball, stuff like that.
how much of that has died down? Because now, I mean, we obviously know that the mafia is still around and it still exists. But what are they doing now to really do anything? Because you can't really do
That's still happening, though. I don't care what anybody says. It might not be controlled by the mafia any longer, but there's bookmakers everywhere across America.
You can bet online now, though. Too.
Yeah.
Like a bookmaker will even tell you.
Set up a website.
Yeah, and he'll be like, and you can still do every bet you bet online with a big
Correct.
corporation. With him, he'll just have it set up as well. So.
That's the only way I've ever seen it or done it is online. I've never ever seen.
I don't think anyone's taking phone calls anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Too risky.
I don't know even.
And
know
also, what's probably good about the web is that, like you said, you can't say I told you this one.
Nah,
if you
yeah,
put it in, you
yeah,
put it
for
in.
Sure.
So
You
there's no
clicked it.
fighting over that anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's probably another reason why they like doing it that way too. You know.
Do you know anyone who got there and like she showed up with some crutches the next week? You're like, damn, bro, I guess you didn't pay up. Like, you know what I mean?
I knew a guy that used to do it for someone back in the day, and but to be honest with you, when they show up, they don't even usually have to put hands on you. You usually just give it up.
You just know what time
I
it
used
is.
to have someone who worked for me specifically. They used to work for me. They used to do that on the side, and he used to fly out and go places, and he worked for somebody who was serious business about it. And I mean, he would never really talk about it or
Right.
say, but I mean, I can only imagine that certain times people had to get smacked around if they didn't pay.
Right,
But you're right. Most of the time, when someone like that shows up, they're usually so scared. They usually just
No, yeah. So say homeboy pops up and he's big ass dude like, yo, bro, what's up? You owe 500. You're dodging. Oh, my mom was sick. That. I'm gonna get to him by tomorrow. Yo, let's go get her right now. Let's go get her right now because he's so scared that this dude's about to rip his head off.
correct. There's always a story.
Yeah, there's always a story, and then so I mean, I don't think every time, but yeah, people got smacked around. Absolutely,
100%.
And those guys get paid pretty good too. Those guys get paid pretty good.
Yeah. What do they usually take of that?
Is it a percentage?
25%.
Or do you think it's just a flat out deal? Like, yo, here's
It depends.
a stack.
It depends who he is to you, and it depends what kind of if it's a guy that you do constant business with, it might be a flat fee. If it's a guy that is just
Like a salary.
like, oh, listen, I got a problem, I need you to help me with it, and he might want a percentage. You know
But
what
you
I
got to
mean?
remember now too. You go hire this guy to go do this. This guy's a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful with him now too, because he might just go pick it up and be like, "Yeah, you ain't getting anything now neither."
Right.
Yeah, but you can't think like that too. Yeah, that can't happen. It depends how much money. I mean, no one's gonna do that if someone owes you 5 stacks because
Yeah,
it's like
correct.
because what's gonna happen is you want me to come back to give you more work.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you don't want to be doing that because after you got the $5,000. Now what? Now you're dead out here until someone else wants to use you.
Exactly.
But if I go out in the streets and get to let them know, but yo, I gave this dude 5 stacks to go take care of something, he didn't take care of it. Who's gonna fuck with you?
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah,
Nobody.
exactly.
So what I mean, it's a business.
Matter of fact, they might put something out on your head just because like I can't let boys know that I will let someone get away.
Dude, let
with
me tell you a
that.
story. I knew a dude that a friend of mine had this dude go collect money from a kid that he couldn't get paid from. And after it was all said and done, the dude made payments to the guy.
Uh-huh.
And after it was all said and done, the dude that went to shake him down to get payments, they ended up becoming cool and doing business together. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that, you know what I mean? Because and then he ended up hating the guy that sent him to go get the money. You know what I mean? That's how shit changes. But
That's crazy.
but yeah, so it's like, it's like I said, I'm sure he went there and he was just like, listen, you owe the money. He called me. I got to take care of it. Let's get you on a payment plan. All right, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want.
I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to go fucking kill this kid because then you never get paid. You know what I mean?
That's the
Mike-
worst thing you could do.
Michael Franchese, that one Italian mobster guy who used to work with the Colombos or whatever, he was talking about how he used to have like college football players.
Yeah.
They would come and bet with him because they can't
Sure.
bet legally. So they would go and bet with him, and then they would owe so much money. They would dodge him. They would go to another person, not knowing that he still fucking works for him.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, man, no matter what business that you're in, like when you're in a business like my business, any business that you're in, if you do business in that area and you specifically do that,
Small.
usually guys know who other guys are. You know what I mean? Especially, all businesses are small, especially when you get to, you're talking about major guys that do something, let's say major guys that do own stores, for instance. You know what I mean? You're going to know the 5 major guys that do that. Just like if you know banking, you're going to know the 5 major
And then
banks.
what it is all the other people that are under them are just a branch off of them. No matter
Correct.
which one it is. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's how it works.
Exactly.
Right? At the end of the day, but these 5 dudes know everything that's going on.
Correct.
That's what he was saying too. Is he
So-
said that it would just get to a point where they would stack up so much money that they owed. It was like, listen, now you're just gonna fumble that ball. That's what it
Yeah.
comes down to. Forget the 100,000. You're just gonna fumble that ball.
Well,
in
dude,
such
yeah.
and such
I mean,
play.
I'm sure there was fixed football games. It's happening.
No, it's 100%.
Yeah.
There's stories on it.
Correct.
But you gotta
It's
understand
happened.
something. So it's like what you said. These basketball players are playing. They're gambling.
Yeah.
Now they're knee deep in. You got dudes. I'm gonna break your fucking legs. That's my career now.
Right.
Got a dude, this crazy ass Italian dude wants to break my legs or
Yeah,
shoot me.
correct.
Ruin my career.
Said,
What can I do? What can I do to pay this guy off? Oh, there's a game.
Yeah.
We have to lose by 10. I just gotta fucking miss every shot I put up to make sure we lose by 10. And I tell them that, and they're gonna put $5 million on the game.
Correct.
And that's how you know what I mean. That's how you would take care of that situation.
Yeah.
But that's been done 100%. I think they've even fixed a Super Bowl.
Well,
honestly,
don't you
or
get
a World Series?
Don't you get the death penalty like when you're at college and you get caught cheating? Period.
I don't know.
And like you can't like
The death penalty.
that's what it's called in
That,
college
oh.
sports. It's
No,
that's what
not
it's
like-
called.
yeah.
It's called that. Like you're not like eligible for like any NCAA tournaments for like X amount of years.
Well, Pete Rose is banned. Look at
Yeah,
Pete Rose.
you got to remember, dude. When
What-
you're
what
talking
happened
about
with
like Alabama or some of these big colleges, you know how much revenue comes in from these sports teams? That's the majority of their revenue.
Oh, okay. So it's a ban for 1 year.
It's only 1 year. That's it.
Yeah, but I think
It's the harshest penalty an NCAA member school
Pete
can
Rose
receive.
was a
It's a
baseball.
1 year. It's called the death penalty, right? That's what they call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're not eligible for any NCAA tournaments, nothing like that. So now this is the other problem too. Once that year goes by, you're gonna be behind forever. You're gonna miss kids coming to your school. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's the
No.
issue that comes with that.
That'd be you get caught doing, and then who's gonna trust you drafted? you?
Nobody.
no
Yeah,
one.
no one.
You're really gonna have to go undrafted, go on a team, and outshow everyone.
You're gonna have to
even
work.
a
You're gonna have
chance.
to fight for your job every day.
Yeah.
So what did Pete Rose do?
So Pete Rose was probably one of the best baseball players, one of the greatest of all time. Really was really great, and I think he had like an alcohol problem, stuff like that. And he was a gambler, and he was coaching a team, a professional baseball team, but he wasn't coaching against them. He wasn't betting against them. He was betting with them.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was like, listen, I'm betting the Yankees, and I'm gonna have my team shit the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that. He was just betting that his team was gonna win.
He thinks that there was that superior. He's like, yo, I know
Well, no, he
my
was a
team's gonna cover
gambler,
it.
and I think he was just a pure form of. He wasn't. I just think he wanted to beat everybody, so he just figured he would probably bet. You know what I mean? Well, he got caught, and he got banned from the professional baseball to the point where they don't even put him in the Hall of Fame, and he's a Hall of Famer, like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely
You
is.
know what I mean?
Did you guys ever see that 30 for 30 broke? Where they talked about all the NFL players and all the like baseball players and basketball players that got like millions back in the day. Like, they would throw you 20 million just a signing deal. Just a signing deal.
Well, bro, you got to remember a lot of athletes end up broke. Look at Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
dude. How much money Mike Tyson was worth at one point? When
Hundreds of
broke,
millions.
got
Oh
it
my
back.
God,
I mean, he
ridiculous.
does well again now. He's
He's
doing
doing
well
well.
again now. But before that, man, what did he get? 100 million in one night before? One fight,
Oh,
$100 million.
I don't know. He had hundreds, but you gotta remember this guy was known all over the world. He
Yeah.
wasn't just the States. He's a global
Correct.
guy.
Mike Tyson might have been one of the most famous people in the world
He was probably
at
more
that time.
famous
Am I
in
wrong?
Japan.
The
And he was
baddest-
a partier though. He's
Baddest
Yeah.
man on the planet.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He'll tell you that. And when you do stuff like that, he was buying like stupid shit.
Yeah, tigers,
Tigers,
and
big
yeah.
houses. I think like the landscaping a year to take care of his landscaping his house was like $100,000 a year. I mean, that's just the landscaping, bro. That's not to feed yourself.
That's
and to
not
fill your gas
taxes.
and shopping and clubbing. And,
That's
you know
not
what I
even
mean?
water and
So
electric.
it's like how much you think it costs to feed the tiger? A few thousand a year. You know what I mean? So that shit all adds
Well, what
up.
did it say on Joe Exotic? How much? 10,000 a year to feed a tiger?
If you do it like
Feed one?
yeah.
It cost like 60 grand to cost like the whole bunch that they had. And that was with the shitty food that they were.
Correct. They were getting it from like the Walmart.
Walmart,
Yeah, Walmart
expired
meat, yeah.
like dumpster.
But honestly, a lot of reason why the athletes go broke, it's simple, and it's just like for any person that has money that invests. Bad investments.
Yeah.
You invest in an idea,
Well,
that idea don't play out, and
A lot of the problem is too is what ends up happening is they end up bringing a lot of people with them, and they're not even just supporting themselves at that point. You know what I mean? You're supporting a group of 10, 15, 20 people,
your
an
entourage.
entourage now. You know what I mean? And bro, the problem is some of those rookies, you don't sign a huge contract for how long?
no, you play under your rookie. Well, you got to remember nowadays, and I don't know exactly how it works as far as the pay scale goes, but I know if you're signed, it depends where you're drafted. So the number one overall draft pick gets the biggest check.
Correct.
You're talking about a few $1 million.
Yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
it's nothing, and then you're gonna play under a rookie contract for 4 years.
But this is the problem with that though. You get a check for a couple $1 million, bro.
And I don't think it's more than $1 million. I mean, it might be like 22, like something like drastic like that. I can look it up. I know like when Baker Mayfield and all them got, I think like Josh Allen got like 12 mil.
That's what I mean. So now out of that 12 million, you got to pay taxes on it. So take 30% of that off immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you end up with what? 7,000, or 7 million. So you
yeah.
end up with 7 million now, dude. That's really not.
And then
a
you sign
ton.
then you're making money for your rookie contract,
Correct,
which isn't
yeah.
a lot, but I'm sure it's
Yeah, no, for
better than a
sure.
regular
You're
living.
automatically buying your mama a house. That's
Well,
the first
yeah,
thing. That's
well, you're gonna
doing.
spend a couple $1 million because
Yeah.
that's
and then
just
you
what
get
happens.
the endorsement deals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's like things, but yeah, you're not making the big bucks until you come around and you get that. Like now, Patrick Mahomes.
I was
he's
gonna say Mahomes is about to get the bag.
that 200 bag. He's about to get that bag, dude. He's about to sign I guarantee it. It's gonna be the biggest contract in sports history. He's gonna sign a $200 million deal.
That's crazy to even think.
He's
Do you-
gonna sign.
Now,
$200
do you get
million.
that up front?
No.
How does that work?
No, it's a structured
It's
deal.
a structured deal. You get paid so many million a year.
This is the thing with the NFL. There's no organization on the planet. Their contracts guarantee less than any other organization on the planet. So you could sign a $200 million deal, let's say. He blows out his knee. He can't play football no more. What does he cut after that next season?
No, this is what it'd be. So it'll be like a $200 million deal, and it'll be like 120 of it guaranteed.
Correct, exactly. So now you're only guaranteed 120 million of that. So
And
you
still,
might
you're not getting that all at once. You
So
know?
it's
I looked
broken up
up
over
the
time.
top 10.
What happened?
And here is our scheduled
is that?
Wi-Fi
Oh.
password and a
Shit. Sorry, there's an ad playing. Mike Trout, $430 million. MLB,
He made $400 million.
$430 million.
Is that what he's worth, or is that his contract?
No, that's his contract.
Oh my God.
So
And that's on average 36 a year.
that's amazing that he would get that. So sign. What is Patrick Mahomes gonna sign? I thought it was gonna be like 200 mil.
Well,
the top 10.
that's MLB. That's completely different.
Well, the top
Yeah, but
10
you gotta think
in
football
sports
way more.
are
no, baseball players make more than.
But yeah, why their ratings suck?
I know,
because there's a lot more money in baseball.
There's a lot
for
more
some
money
reason.
in
the cap
baseball,
room
man.
and shit.
For sure.
So number 2 is actually Canelo Alvarez, boxer,
Mm-hmm.
365 million. But all the other ones are Bryce Harper, Giancarlo Stanton, just all
So
MLB
do a football
players.
list. Pull up the football contracts.
All right. Biggest NFL.
I'm gonna think that right now who's getting paid the most is probably gonna be.
Matt Ryan, 223 million.
That
That's
makes sense.
$200 million deal right there.
So then
That's
I'm wrong. Then.
That's 100 million guaranteed for him. Kirk Cousins. Oh my god.
Yeah, but how many years is that though?
So we'll see.
Because that's gonna matter as well. That
So
might be
it
200
absolutely
million
is.
over 5 years.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for
it's a
sure.
list. Let me get down to number 1. Tom Brady.
But see, Brady doesn't take a ton of money, actually.
I
Which is
heard he
That
crazy.
is
takes
not
pay
true.
cuts.
He does.
Well, he's taking 50
235 million.
Over
That's
how many
a
years
pay
though?
cut for him though.
Is that what did he go to Tampa for?
million. He went for 50 million 2 years.
2 years,
25
It says,
25 million
it
a
says
year.
Brady has sacrificed at least 60 million in his career in discount.
But you gotta remember, if they go to the
Contracts for the
playoffs,
Patriots.
there's bonuses.
Correct,
You know what I mean? You go to
absolutely.
the Super Bowl, there's bonuses.
And you don't think he's winning the Super Bowl and Robert Kraft was cutting him a check when he was winning Super Bowls?
100%.
Giving him a little bonus
Oh,
on
this
top?
is just highest paid. It's not one contract. Okay, let me see this.
So
Yeah.
what I will say is so like when you get that money and being a young kid, like most of them, they don't have like someone to talk to them like, yo, bro, listen, you need to buy some real estate property. Like they don't
Well,
have
no.
one to talk to them
Now
about
the
that.
NFL is doing
Yeah,
that.
they're putting people in place to do that for you now.
Yeah, the NFLPA is what it's called
Yeah.
actually, and they're like financial advising you because dude, too many of their players ended up broke.
Do you know why? Something about OJ. He went to Florida because they can't touch your pension down there, right? And he still owes the Goldman something like 200 million or some shit like that.
Oh yeah,
right?
they got him civilly for
I
sure.
love OJ.
Yeah, civilly. I
isn't
know,
it-
right?
Isn't it funny now when you see OJ? He's like always on there talking about
On Twitter.
positivity shit. It's like, dude, like I'm taking advice from OJ.
Hey, Twitter world. You know.
Dude, he's funny though. It's like, man, I remember because I remember the trial. I was young, but I remember the trial. You gotta remember, like you know how this Corona thing's going on and
Yeah.
everyone's talking about it. That's how the OJ trial was. Everyone talked about the OJ trial. Is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Did he? You know what I mean? Who killed them? If he wasn't, you know, that's all that everyone did. Everyone was just.
That's how
obsessed
that's
with
how
it.
the Gotti trial was too. It was obsession. Everyone was obsessed with it when
Yeah.
that was going on, man.
Yeah, in the
There's a
papers.
ton that goes along like that. Like you could say Casey Anthony. There's
That
you
was
know
a
what I
big
mean.
one.
There's a lot, man,
Yeah.
that go on.
I wonder what happened to her.
Aaron Hernandez also. The whole
But they
world
didn't show
followed
the.
that.
They didn't show the trial.
I know. I don't know why. I
Oh,
don't know.
hold on. We're
What
gonna
was that
stop.
one girl who's?
All right, we're back up after a little technical difficulty.
pee-pee break?
Little pee-pee break.
Now look, I wanted
And a
to
little
ask,
pee-pee break.
I wanted to ask you one thing, Sammy. Like we were talking about it last time off of Mike when we were talking about the stock market and how some people like Bill Gates, right? Like for Microsoft, he gets a $1 a year salary, but we know that motherfucker ain't worth $1. Like you know what I'm saying? So like, how does that work? Where they share they give up their salary for stock?
Well, you got to remember that's a whole deep dive conversation to get into. But pretty much how it works is like Jeff Bezos, for instance, or like Bill Gates. Their net worth is based off of the stock price. So stock goes up, they're worth more money. Stock goes down, they're worth less money. You know what I mean? Just like Elon Musk, most of his net worth is tied up in Tesla and SpaceX stock.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it works. They're at the end of the day, when they originally started those companies, before they went public, they owned all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when they sold those shares to the public, what ended up taking place is that money went to them. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Those shares that they gave
Why
up.
do you go public though? Like
Right.
I do get it. Like all the big companies, this is what you do, and you want people to invest in your company. But if you own everything, why do you want to go public and have to answer to other people?
It's the cheapest way to raise capital. is what it comes down to.
But don't you have capital at this point? You already built a great company. You
No.
gotta be sitting on some stacks.
So,
Like,
yeah.
how much money is enough?
Well, this is the thing now. Would you rather own 100% of $1 million company, or would you rather own 10% of $1 billion company?
Again, I might want to just own the 100 million because then I don't have to answer to you, and you can't fuck me out of my business. Because guess what? Now when you're sitting on a board, they can vote you out.
Correct. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tesla smoked one joint on Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
And they made him step down.
Yeah, he's
So
not
that's what I'm
CEO
saying. So
anymore.
why do people do that?
It's like I said, it's the cheapest way to raise capital. So some businesses like Tesla wouldn't have made it to where they are today right now without going public. He only made so much money. How much money did he make off the PayPal deal?
Let me check.
He only
PayPal
made
deal.
so
What
much.
happened? What do you mean PayPal deal? What
Elon
happened?
Musk invented PayPal.
Really?
Yeah, that's where like the original money came from.
1.5 billion.
Yeah, so he made 1.5
Oh wait,
bill.
so he only received 165 million because
Yeah.
he
After
owned
taxes, and he owned X
11.7%.
amount of percent. Correct. So that's
But
where-
again, though, that's still enough money in a lifetime, and you don't have to answer to nobody. You can literally say, "Yo,
No.
He's from
I'm
South
I'm gonna
Africa.
sit here and fucking smoke weed all I want, and ain't no one can say nothing about it because I don't have to answer to you because this is my business."
That's different. That's a different thing that you got to look at. Yeah. So now, yes, you could say that from the aspect of owning a privatized company. He would have been like, fine. No, you can't do anything. There is no stock price. But this is the thing: when you see a major CEO figure get up there and smoke weed on national TV, it shows instability. What else are you gonna do that's crazy? Next time you're gonna smoke crack rock? Next time you're gonna fucking shoot a heroin needle? You know
Joe
what I
Rogan
mean?
is mad persuasive than a motherfucker though. When he starts talking
It
about
just
weed,
shows-
But again, though, you have these kids now coming right out of college starting these great businesses like
Right.
Facebook and stuff like that. Like,
Correct.
I think the times are changing, and I think obviously hitting a joint is way different, especially now it's legal half.
No,
half
I
countries
agree.
Than
I
hitting
agree.
a crack rock,
And
and
where
I can
the-
see that. But like, come on, bro, you're really gonna think the business is going down the drain because he hit the joint probably on his day off?
No, that's not. I don't believe that neither. But that's not how I would look at it. But you got to remember, business, old school money is very small-minded still. You know what I mean? You're not going to convince them. It's just like trying to convince an old person that there's medical marijuana. They don't want to
Right.
hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Try to talk to an old person about CBD and tell them it's not weed and it's not going to get you high. They're not
Exactly.
gonna
Yeah, they're not
gonna
buying
understand.
that. They don't understand that. Exactly.
Now, what he off of something he said though, at what point does a company become public? Like you can publicize it
When you
know what
can't
I mean?
grow no more on your own, right?
Well,
I
no,
would
this is the
imagine.
thing. When you decide you want to go public, there's a lot of factors that go into it, man. A lot of things go into it. You got to remember, by the time you're ready to go public, you don't own this business by yourself anymore. You have to already have so much money coming in order to even be considered to raise the money for any investment bank to want to get behind you, unless you're a technology play, which technology plays are hard. They all go public, I feel like. So in order to even get there, you got to remember what you're spending. Look right now, Morty. How much money does it cost to go public? At least $1 million.
Now, when you see all these like penny stock companies, are they? What's the difference between them?
$750,000.
On average, yeah, 750 grand. That's what it's going to cost you just to go public. Now, you got to remember, in order to go public, there's a lot of things that have to happen. You got to go through, you got to have a plan, you got to assemble a board, you got to file with the SEC, you got to get your, depending on what exchange you're going to be listed on, you know what I mean? There's a lot of work and a lot of stuff that goes into it, man. A lot of lawyers involved, and you got to remember, lawyers cost money. Getting all the documents
Right.
prepared,
Big money.
big money,
Lots of
man.
paperwork.
Let me
Correct.
ask you this. What's your thoughts? And I only bring this up because there's a local company, and we'll bring it up in a minute. There's a local company who went on this show, and they got the investment, and actually they're doing really well now. And I don't know if it was from that money or not, but what do you feel about Shark Tank as far as going on that show with an idea, and then them buying percentage out of that company? Is that a good thing, bad thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you not want to be a partner with a billionaire? If you walk in there and you walk out with a deal with Mark Cuban, you just got Mark Cuban's influence. If he has his money invested with you, now his
But
goals.
but is he really going to give you? I mean, getting money and getting behind you are two different things.
Correct, but a lot of those entrepreneurs are very hands-on with all their investments that they do. That's the thing that they want. That's why they're investing in small businesses, giving X amount of dollars, and they're not just going to let that money go die.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. So what they're looking to do is they're looking to go and invest in these companies. And now, for instance, every time that I ever see Cuban invest in a company on Shark Tank, or I don't watch a ton of it, but whenever I have seen him, he always says, like, I could sell a ton of these at Mavs Stadium. You know what I mean? This will be blown up easily. I'll put it in the stadium. I'll do this with it. So it's easy for him to take a couple phone calls, because this is the thing. You, me, certain people, we can't pick up the phone and call anyone and just have them return a call. If you're Mark Cuban, anyone returns Mark Cuban's phone call. Don't matter who you are, where you're at in the world. If Mark Cuban calls, you return his phone call. Or any of them guys up there that are worth hundreds of millions. So that's pretty much all it is sometimes. It's just access, is that they're going to be able to give them.
So that shows, do you think that show's not a joke then? Like people that are going on there, it's not like, because sometimes you look at it like, yo, look at these bozos. Why the hell did they go on there and take this? They want 100,000?
Yeah, no, for sure. But you got to remember, a lot of money to me or you might not be a lot of money to the next person, but it might be a ton to the next person. You know what I mean? For Mark Cuban, 100 million is not a lot of money. To me and you, that's a ton of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fuck you money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, off of what he said though, when you walk into Shark Tank, you got to get ready to get talked off.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
that's and like at what point, like when you watch that show, you're like, oh my god, this stupid person, I can't believe they just went and accepted that. Like at what point is it's not worth accepting that small amount for giving up your idea in your business just to have Mark Cuban co-sign on you? At what point do you think it's like you're getting ripped off and you need to walk away from this table now?
Well,
Because
at the end
I
of
don't
the
think anyone knows, before you answer, because I'll have a quick answer to that, but I think no one really knows because no one knows if that idea might flop.
Exactly.
And not make $0.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? So we'll go ahead.
What I would say it's to that is that yeah, you don't know what's going to happen once you walk out the door, and if who's to say you got ripped off or not? That's the thing. Just because it's not a good deal to you doesn't mean it's not a good deal to that person.
You ever see the McDonald's movie? With
Yeah.
Kevin or Michael Keaton?
Yes, I love that movie actually.
Great movie, right?
Founder.
They got fucked, all those two
Yes.
dudes. But at the
The
time,
McDougal brothers. Shit.
at the time,
They thought it was a great deal.
they took a mill and they thought, boom, but now it's a multi-billion, trillion-dollar company.
I don't think they're worth $1 trillion.
No,
I think
no.
they-
Billion.
I think there's like a new location open up every like 10 days. They say. Or
But you got to
something
think
like
about
that.
this, though. And people are like, oh, that guy scummed him. Not really, because if it wasn't for him, that.
They would have never had that. It would have just been one centralized location. It would have just stayed there forever.
So sometimes you need a person. It's not always about coming up with the idea. It's about the person who can actually push the idea.
We'll
to a
see.
bigger-
Well,
to
see,
bigger
just
masses,
for me,
you know?
for instance, look at me, for instance. Like, yeah, I'm the idea guy when it comes to my businesses and my
Right.
business ventures. I'm the idea guy, and then my partner is the guy who pushes everything through and runs the day to day.
The execution.
Yeah, exactly. He's the executor. That's what he does. He'll
Same-
even say too.
Same thing with Jay-Z and Dame Dash. You
Correct.
gotta remember, the Dame Dash was the mouthpiece. When Jay came in the game, he didn't say anything. You know what I
Right.
mean? And no one knew who he was, so he needed someone vocal and to push buttons.
Correct.
Ultimately, he ended up fucking Dame because he ended up leaving him because he made so many enemies. But all he was trying to do was like
Create a buzz.
get Jay the best deal possible.
Correct.
And what happened was when Jay got to a certain point and he wanted to make these moves with these big, powerful people, they didn't want to do business with him because of Dame. Because Dame was cursing him out. But the
Correct.
reason why Dame's cursing him out is so he doesn't they don't fuck you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? So that's a weird situation too. But sometimes, like I said, it's not always about the idea. You can have a great idea, but if you can't execute it, if you can't take
Doesn't
it
mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. So sometimes you need that extra person to push the idea.
Well,
And I think-
that's why too. When you go in and you try to pitch an investment to, like, let's even say for me, for instance, you try to pitch an investment to me. Just because you got a great idea doesn't mean I'm going to invest in it. Doesn't mean that it's ready to be a business actually yet. Sometimes it takes a lot to get somewhere, a lot more than some people are willing to put in. Like if you brought to me right now like a technology play and you knew something about microchips, for instance, and you said, hey, I could develop a microchip that could make your washer machine smart, and it's going to tell you when the washer machine's done so you know to walk down and change your laundry. You know what I mean? I think it's a great fucking idea, but at the end of the day, I don't know much about microchips. So if you don't already have this microchip developed,
If you can't show me
if
something.
you can't show it to me, like, yeah, I'm not the guy to help you develop it. So now we're gonna have to go find someone to develop this microchip, and
Right.
then, you know what I mean?
Now it's
So on
more
and so
split
forth.
costs. Now I gotta.
But
yeah,
it's almost like the which is an easy one to talk about is cookies. You got Burner,
Shout out
who's the
Burner.
mouthpiece,
right.
and then you got the kid whoever the guy that's growing it. Now, if you don't got this guy who's growing it, you have nothing. But if you don't have Burner, who's to say this guy might barely maybe don't even speak English? You know what I
Correct.
mean? You
No,
don't
and
know.
that's not
So-
even the thing neither. You got to remember, you don't got Burner. Maybe this guy never even comes across the cuts that Burner walks through the door,
Yeah.
or vice versa. Maybe Burner can't get the cuts grown without this guy, but they needed each other.
They needed each other.
Exactly.
There's a synergy. There's
Correct.
a synergy that happened. And actually, funny enough, Burner works with Synergy Cannabis, which is one of the growers that he uses.
He's getting it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so
Well, what'd they
jealous
offer
of
him?
He is
They just
getting
offered
it.
him $750 million. He turned it down.
I don't blame
Yeah,
him.
because
Yeah,
you
he
know
turned
what?
it down.
He knows what his worth is.
No.
He knows what
It's
his
gonna
worth
get bigger.
is.
It's not at the peak yet.
No, it's definitely
It's not at the peak yet.
Not
he
even
knows
close.
when, you know when it's going to be at the peak, and this is when he'll sell? When it's legalized in all 50 states.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then he will sell.
Yes.
He'll make a ton, and then he'll sell it for an out.
Well, you got to
price.
remember, I just heard that he was looking to do Florida, and I guess they're coming into market now.
Someone
They're
else
starting
just
to do
passed
it.
too.
Yeah.
What other state? It just was like
I'm not
maybe
sure
2
off the
weeks
top
ago.
of my head. Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Maine, I think, wasn't it?
No.
Was it Ohio?
Look it up, Morty.
Some new state just
Chicago,
passed it. Some-
Chicago or Illinois.
I don't know. We have to look it up because there was some new state like the last couple weeks.
But I heard that they were looking at doing Cookies, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess when you go into Florida and you get a license, what ends up happening is it ends up costing you $100 million, but you get like 5 or
New
10
Jersey?
stores. New
New
Jersey,
Jersey.
yeah,
That's getting
Jersey.
close.
That's getting real close.
That's getting close. So.
Well, this is the problem. Now, in my personal opinion, with this whole coronavirus shit going on, I think that a lot of states are going to look to push forward and get medical marijuana and marijuana legalized, recreational, because it's a cash grab. Right now, New York's got a ton of distress on them with this corona bullshit going on.
100%.
Regardless of what anyone thinks, it's costing the state money. You know what I mean? It
You gotta
just
remember-
does.
You gotta remember what's gonna happen now after this corona situation's done. Say it gets back to normal, which none of us know that.
What time? Give me a time.
We don't know that.
Well,
What I'm trying to tell you is, it might not ever be normal. Life might not ever be what it was 2 months ago.
Fair enough.
We might have people walking around with masks like Michael Jackson.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
We might have situations where you go to a football game and now there's seats.
Yeah. There's
You don't
space.
Every 2 seats.
Yeah, you don't know what it's gonna be like. But what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a lot of mental illness. There's gonna be a lot of
That's going to be real hard to
depression.
dig out of. Yes, correct.
and what's gonna happen is they're gonna need something to give these people.
And you got to remember this too, man. A lot of people are losing their livelihood, man. A lot of people pretty much lost life as they know it right now.
Yeah.
It's gone, over with. Businesses
Dude,
are closing, man.
Look what the fucking who's the guy? Not our mayor, Mark Pulowski or whatever he is. He's like a councilman.
No, he's
He
the
talks every
county
day.
executive.
Dude, when it first went down, you know what he told people? He's like, eat healthy, stay safe, don't turn to cocaine.
Wait, what?
He said, don't turn to cocaine.
Yeah,
He
literally.
literally said that.
He did. He did actually.
For
He
what
said, wash your
What
hands.
reason?
and-
Because, bro, why wouldn't you want to do that
Yeah,
right now?
wash your
You're
hands
stuck
and
in your
don't do
house all day to
cocaine.
do nothing. You aren't working. You can't get a job. You can't go to a store. The only thing you do is go get groceries and come home.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have been.
Doing coke alone is the worst.
The worst.
I have.
You know
I'm
what
not-
else is being the worst? Being stuck in a house with nobody sober.
Correct.
is
Well,
probably
no,
the
I'm
worst,
gonna
too.
say even when this quarantine started, man, I started smoking a lot heavier than I was previously. Because previously, man, like don't get me wrong, I smoke a little bit here and there, but dude, when I was
You're on the
working
run.
when I was working every day, going into the office every morning,
Yeah.
I wasn't smoking on my way to work. I wasn't smoking during
You
the
wake up
day.
and you smoke now.
Yeah.
Not exactly
What are
what
you
I'm trying to
doing?
get
There's
at.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
I
There's
dab
nowhere to
all
go.
day. I
Dude.
dab. I could sweat on you and get you high right now.
My brother, I was like, yo, bro, I need some chick. He was like, bro, damn, you've been smoking. I'm like, bro, that's what I do. I smoke and I eat. I'm gaining weight and everything.
And
It's bad,
I want a
man.
haircut too, man. That's what
Bro,
another
look at
thing's
me,
coming.
bro.
I
I'm
know.
dying.
I've been
Bro.
hitting up our boy Hamdi like, yo.
But I'm not gonna do what other people are doing. I ain't doing it myself.
Nope, me
And
neither.
I'm not
I
edging it, 'cause
refuse.
you know what? It's either it's gonna, when it opens back up, I'm gonna go immediately. But if it gets to a length where I
You
like,
could
I
do
might rock
something.
it.
Yeah, you
Yo,
could
you
do
don't know
something.
anyone that'll come to your house and hook you up?
Not my barber.
I personally can probably get my partner's wife to come cut my hair. I just choose not to right
What about
now.
Mikey? You don't trust him?
No, not even
Who
that.
can find
yeah,
him?
who could find him? Good
Yeah,
luck.
yeah, good luck.
It's
Who
like
can find
where?
him?
It's a
He's
fucking
like
who's
Henry
Waldo.
Hill after he like went into hiding.
That
He's
kid's
like,
he's a I love him, but he's like the worst. He's like, dude, like, open up a shop.
Last time I fucking
You know?
talked to him, he sounded like fucking Phil Yagoda at the end of Goodfellas, bro. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
like
I don't
what
know
the
what
fuck?
he's
I gotta.
I love him though.
I went
too,
and ordered
I
egg noodles
love
and
him.
ketchup.
Yo, I got pictures of Mikey when he was not even 1 year old, and he's laying on my chest. Like, I love that kid. Like, I've seen that kid his whole life. I remember when he came home as a baby.
First thing I did when I got out, I went to the and I ordered egg noodles and ketchup. What was that?
Oh
thing?
my God, bro, you for real?
No,
Egg noodles and
that's
ketchup?
what that's what Henry Hill did when he got out.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh, you're
Dude,
shot.
that's the worst. I'll throw up right now. Oh my God. But yeah, I love my cousin. I do. I miss him, but no one can find him.
Yeah, that's.
I asked,
that-
like, yo, where's my cousin? No one knows how to. No
Yeah,
one has
no,
his
no,
number. I don't have his
no.
number. He switched his Snapchat. I don't even know what he's doing.
He shows up on Facebook every once in a while, puts up a post of him and his kids, and it's like that's
Gone.
it. That's it.
Where's Waldo, man? For
Yeah,
sure.
bro. But honestly,
Shout out to Mikey. Miss
Yeah,
you, buddy.
shout out Mikey.
the one thing I will say about this is that it puts us at a.
But hold on, wait. Back to touch on what we were just talking about is when is this going to be over?
Yeah.
I'm being optimistic. I have a tour set up to go to LA
Can't wait.
end of July.
That doesn't mean things will be normal.
Doesn't mean things will be normal, but
We might be rocking masks.
Yeah, we
the
might be
entire
rocking
time.
masks, but I think I'll be in LA in July.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
it's
I'll
getting to
be
the
in
point
LA.
where people are all done. People are over, bro.
But
I just
man-
seen a 1,000-person party in Chicago. You see that? On the
Yeah,
internet?
I did.
1,000 people. People are over it, bro.
Yeah,
They're
it's
over
done.
it.
Did you
It's done.
see in Florida they opened up the beaches?
Yes.
And I guess within the first day that they opened up the beaches, there was 239 new cases of coronavirus that hit.
Well, it's impossible for that to be the cause of that because there's an incubation period. You
No,
didn't walk into the
100%.
beach and
People
then,
are ignorant though. Because
I
I'm
agree.
not gonna lie to you too. I'm gonna tell you what the real is. First of all, if I'm in the store and I'm waiting to get some ham or turkey, don't stand next to me, bro. Like move, like and people are ignorant that way. No mask, no nothing. He wants to stand right next to me like nothing's going on. Like watch, that's gonna be a new thing too. People are gonna get knocked out for shit like that.
Definitely. Why are you breathing
Come
on
next
me?
to me and cough real quick and see if I don't fucking snuff you behind your back, bro. Straight up. Like, come over and even sneeze near me. I'm gonna choke him out right when he turns his back. I'm choking his ass out. Yo, that's gonna be real shit and real soon, bro. You don't remember how back in the day you, like, step on someone's Jordan and you're trying to fight?
You better be ready for your snuff.
Come around me and go a little, watch what happens, bro.
You don't even gotta do
I'm lighting you up right there on the spot, dude.
You don't even gotta do the full cough, just the throat clear, just the.
Yo, and dude, it's about to be real too, because everyone's rocking a mask now. Who did that? No one could've known nothing.
AutoZone will not let you in their stores. If
Well,
you do
no,
not have a
bro.
mask.
Neither
Yeah.
will. I went into Home Depot the other day, and I'm not gonna. I've been wearing a mask. You know what I mean? Everywhere I go, and fucking they aren't letting people in.
No, you gotta wear a mask.
Yeah, they're not letting
You
motherfuckers
gotta
in
wear
without a mask, bro. They're
Straight
not
up.
playing.
And it's like, yo, I remember like, it was like 4 weeks ago, and it was like really, really deep in the shit. Yo, these two girls, I don't know if they were in a relationship or what, but they had a baby, a newborn baby. This baby couldn't have been no more than 4 weeks, no more than a month old. Tiny. They had her on a thing that like holds you on, like, on her
Little
chest.
short, yeah. Harness.
Dude, no mask on this kid, nothing. In the middle of the Wegmans. And I'm looking at them and they're laughing like, look at it. I'm like, dude, that baby's immune system, that baby's lungs, like if she catches that shit, are you out of your mind? Like, what are you doing?
That baby can't handle a sniffle right now. Not to mention
people
corona.
are just dumb, bro.
Bro, my wife and my family haven't been out of the house, period, at
Yo,
all.
I
Dude,
know.
yeah, man. My
Not
kids
at
either. My
all.
kids they beg me to go to the store. My kids haven't been in the store since it happened.
Me neither. My kids haven't been nowhere. My kids haven't seen no one. My wife and my kids have been in the house. The
you
only
know-
thing I've been out for is I've ran and got groceries a couple times,
Yep.
and to do the podcast.
Rosewood Estates, though, is big enough to where you can hold the kids down and you can keep them busy in different sections
Correct.
of the house, and they'll be okay.
Well, you got to remember now too.
You got the pool open, too, now.
Well, it's a little chilly. It was snowing the other day, but
Yeah.
the hot tub's
cold as
open,
fuck.
and we got a full arcade in the basement. You know what I mean?
That's
There's
right,
10
that's
arcade
right.
games down there,
Yeah,
man.
but you know what's funny though?
They get over it quick,
They
man.
get over
yeah,
shit.
they get
They're
over it
still
quick.
bored, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I tell them all the time, man, I buy my kids so many toys, all this bullshit. I don't even know why I bother, bro. Buy your kid an iPad and a phone, and that's all they want anyway.
Yeah.
There's been some serious cutbacks in my household with that, though. This whole pandemic
Breaking
and
down.
lockdown. Well, no, not even a breakdown. It's just been like it's a problem, and my kids aren't going to be sucked in that screen for 10,
Yeah.
12 hours a day.
No,
I'm not
no.
going for it.
But it's also, you got to remember, though, it's also, it's very.
It's easy.
The
It's
poor kids they're so bored.
correct. I
Yeah.
get
And you
it.
feel bad. Like, what do you want her to do? You know what I mean? So you know. I
I've
get
been
it.
I've been giving my kids 3 hours a day, and I think that's a little too
You
much.
spread
right
it
now.
out, I'm guessing.
No, I've
right?
been letting them just rock it whenever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Here's your 3 hours. Use it how you see fit. You know what I mean? Time
But
management.
the problem is, Sammy, they play video games on there now.
Correct.
too.
That's what he's doing now.
So-
And Sammy's playing video games. I'm not letting him do that too much. So I'm making him play
Yeah.
with like action figures, and I want you to do something creative. You know what I mean? I want you to go outside, run around, get the blood pumping. I don't want this to be.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get sucked into these screens and.
Now, are you even letting them outside in terms of around the back of the house?
Yeah,
like,
it's cold, though.
Yeah, we're on the property, but dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yesterday, I was at
The ranch.
I was at the ranch yesterday, and it was gorgeous outside.
Yesterday was nice, but it was nice everywhere
Beautiful,
yesterday. It was nice,
yeah.
but now it's freezing now.
Correct, it's
Kids
cold
can't go
today.
outside now, and
No.
that was the only nice day we had. Like, it should be. If it was nice out right now, it'd be way easier on
Well,
everyone.
that's why I wish I was in LA. You know what I mean? If I was in
Yeah.
LA right now, I'd have no issue. I'd be out at the pool. It'd
How
be,
much
you
are
know what I mean?
flights right now?
Dude, like
Honestly, I don't know.
$34.
Dude, let
I
me
can
ask
get
you,
a
do you
round
think
trip
it's a good idea
$34.
right now to be buying flights for like August?
Yes.
No,
And
no. This is the thing. I've been looking as well because I was thinking the same thing because I refuse to just blow my money flying private.
Mhm.
It is not that much cheaper, bro. Like you can't get JetBlue Mint seats for any cheaper.
No.
For you know what I mean? Like you're not getting no
So
first
if
class.
you, unless you went today or
Yeah, it's
this
like
week.
right now,
It's like if
exactly.
you go right now, you get $34
Well,
flight.
this is also the other problem that you're running into. A lot of their routes are canceled. Like that Buffalo to LAX, that straight shot that we take usually isn't available right now. Period. They're not doing that route.
Everything's still pretty expensive. I'm looking at like even like
You gotta remember,
Next
airlines
week,
are
it's like
getting
$300
desecrated right now. They're not trying to. No one's buying them. So why would I? The people that are gonna buy them, why would I
Oh,
lower my
wow.
prices?
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know what
So
I
someone
mean?
does have to buy one. They still
Someone
get
does have to buy
something.
one. At least I'm
Yeah.
getting. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I heard you can fly to Florida for pretty cheap right now.
So wait, what do you think now about how do you feel about UFC fucking Island, man?
Oh my god, bro!
What
listen,
the fuck is
Bloodsport
going
Island,
on, dude?
Bloodsport
What is
Island.
this?
First off, it's gonna be on Jeffrey Epstein's island, and we all know it. And
Is
it's
that where it is, you
That's
think?
what they're saying. That's the conspiracy, because where else is there an island where there's already an infrastructure built that you could just build off of, right? Because all they gotta do is just put a fucking ring in that, or a cage in that giant temple looking joint.
Yeah, you're shot if you think that's actually gonna happen.
Okay, watch it not happen. Watch it not happen. Listen,
But-
it's in international waters. It's already got an infrastructure built. And you mean to tell me that you don't think that Jeffrey Epstein had that island built up where it's got backup power generators?
yeah, I'm sure.
Everything's already set up.
He stays there when there's those huge hurricanes and shit. Like, they hunker down, dude. They don't leave.
So what I'm saying here is why do you think that island right now is just vacant?
Yeah,
It's
what
just
is this,
sitting.
fucking Mortal
You-
Kombat
I don't
over
think it's
there,
gonna
dude?
even happen though.
Me neither. I don't
Yar,
think it's
why
gonna
do
end
you
up
think
happening.
it's
why
gonna
do you
be
think that
necessary.
island is vacant and just sitting, and that his estate doesn't own it?
Because what I'm saying is who do you think his estate is showing up and going to that island right now? No, it's just sitting there.
Yeah, they're probably doing a lot of stuff to cover up what happened.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. But what
I-
I'm saying is you could probably go in there and you don't think Dana White could? Yo, listen, I need to fucking
No.
make something happen.
No.
Not with
Well, obviously, you got shut down by ESPN.
Yeah, correct. Well, you got to
that's
remember,
true.
Dana said that he talked to as high as it goes at Disney, and as
So
high
they
as it
asked him
goes
not
at
to do it.
ESPN.
He asked him not to do
Walt
it. He wanted to
Disney's-
do it. He was pissed. You could tell he's pissed.
Walt
Well, I mean,
Disney's
what are you
frozen
gonna
head
do?
called him.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Fucking.
Well, I know why Dana White's pissed. Because look at Vince McMahon.
correct.
Oh yeah.
He had WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He does a show every Monday and every Friday.
Dude, did you see they Google this?
And they're
real
not even
quick,
on an
Marty.
island, bro. They're at a location in the States.
They're
They
saying-
made WWE an essential business
Yeah, it's bullshit.
They say it's like it's
In Florida.
entertainment.
in Florida,
It's
right?
like
Is that where it
Yeah.
happened?
Yep,
But
yep.
anyways, the reason why I don't think
How
Fred-
ridiculous
In Florida,
is that?
in Florida, yes.
Dude, well, once again, we get back to Floridians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's a
nice.
different world down there. It is,
They
man.
have their
It's
own
its
little country
own.
down
Yeah,
there,
it's
you
their
know.
own little thing down
But
there.
I don't think
It's
Fight Island.
something in the water, man.
It definitely is.
I don't think Fight Island's gonna happen just because, like I said, people are starting to talk about opening things back up in
Correct.
3 weeks now. Vegas is already back open up, right?
Well,
Or
wait.
they are about to open?
What about this? Did you hear about the NHL? What they're doing?
No, I haven't heard anything about them yet.
So this is how it was explained to me. I guess they're coming back. Look up the exact dates, Morty. I think it's July, and they're gonna play empty arenas.
It's like Trump said. He's like
Yeah.
he doesn't care. He's like this is like an important part of business.
Well, you gotta get to like the playoffs and the fucking
Yeah.
Stanley Cup. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
get through to get there. You gotta play the game.
Well, I did hear on the news today on the radio
Okay,
that
so they don't have a date yet.
They don't have a date up yet,
well,
Morty.
I did hear
May
that
15th workouts may resume. They're not sure.
the NBA opened up some team facilities in certain states that it was allowed. So they're starting to open up their facilities back to the players.
So
So
you guys
I
know
think
we're
in a couple
closing
more
in
weeks,
on
they're
an
going to
hour.
at least everyone's going to be on the same page, and unless we have another really bad breakout, hopefully things just start rocking up. But do I think this is going to happen again? Yes. When? I don't know. Hopefully it's not really in the, but it's going to happen again.
Yeah, no,
There's
absolutely.
no way around.
Oh,
it.
were you talking about another coronavirus?
Yeah, something.
I
will
Yeah.
happen.
saw something like predicting another outbreak come winter.
So they're
Correct,
saying
yeah.
it's not going to be something that it's going to go away. It's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with, where it's just going to be like, yo, from now on, we just need to get our vaccinations for this.
They also said that there's now no proof that getting it once doesn't mean that you can't get it again.
Correct. But I mean, this is the other thing that's a little. No, I'm by no means a
Conspiracy
conspiracy
theorist,
theorist
right,
at
right,
all.
right.
By no means, I'm not
But
that
it's
guy.
good to think outside
But this
the
is the
box.
thing that I have an issue with. Like the World Health Organization, they're actually like a privatized, for-profit vaccine company. So, I mean, it's kind of against their business model for them to tell you don't need the fucking vaccine they're gonna make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's my only thing about it.
Makes
like,
sense. No, it makes sense.
that's just like my personal opinion when it comes to that. But
To be honest with you, bro, I don't even really feel comfortable taking the vaccine.
I'm not gonna
Am I-
personally, I'm not gonna take it.
I'm gonna wait for the first
But you,
wave.
no, but you say that though. You say that, but then when you start seeing people dropping dead from this, you're gonna be like thinking otherwise. But the problem is with it, if you are gonna believe in some kind of conspiracy theories, and they say this could be population control and stuff like that, who's to say that vaccine ain't gonna?
That's
They're
it.
putting something
Right.
in you that's gonna make you so you're not living to your 90. Maybe you only live to your 60.
Correct.
And that's what worries me about that whole situation. But at the end of the day, if they're telling you, listen, you got to do this to live.
Did you guys see
I
that
get it.
video that came out where it was like some guy at the White House, like the hot mic at the White House, like the mic that they have at the podium?
Mm-hmm.
It was still on.
I heard it.
And like some guys were going in there, and the guy came in with the mask, and one of like the White House like reps guys came.
I
in, he's
watched
like-
this actually.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry about that mask. You don't need to put it on. He's like, we actually found out it's a lot lower in numbers.
The hoax.
We
or something
found
he
that.
said.
Yeah.
Well, no, the guy said, so wait, you mean to tell me it was a hoax? And he was like, I don't think it was a hoax. It's just not as big of a deal as they were
Yeah.
making it out to be.
Well, listen to this, actually. This is my problem. So when I went to Vegas in February, beginning of February, I went to Vegas with a couple people, and we all had masks, I had 95 masks, because shit wasn't
remember, yes.
shit wasn't crazy yet. You know what I mean? And I put it on, and I was like,
Yeah, I
dude,
remember when you went.
is this
That's
really the new norm for, like,
Yeah,
traveling?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get to the airport, I go check in, normal, da-da-da-da-da. Literally, security stops me. He's like, dude, take the mask off. It doesn't fucking do anything, da-da-da-da-da. You pretty much look like an idiot is what they said. Like, made us take the mask off. So I'm like, all right, dude, whatever, cool, take it off. Now it's mandatory to wear a mask.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
look at
So,
Michael Jackson. We thought he was a creep.
yeah.
Motherfucker knew something we didn't know.
Yeah.
For real, dude. He knew something we didn't know. We
He
thought he
kept
was a
his kids
weirdo.
in
Like, look at
masks.
this weird dude walking in with his baby and shit with a friggin' mask on. I was like, we didn't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at it.
But you know what? His
He knew
kids
something,
probably.
bro. That
This,
dude knew something.
this is also the other thing, the other token of that is this is my issue. This isn't weird other places. China, Asian places, they wear masks normally. That's been
And
normal for a long
Because of the
time.
pollution mostly.
Our
but-
friend the league,
Yeah.
one of our
No
friends.
names.
So he says that I was actually hanging with him yesterday. He goes, he lived in Japan because his father was in the military. So he lived in Japan like growing up, and he said this is not new for me. He goes, I grew up in Japan, and I saw people wearing masks all the time. He goes, it's actually weird now for me to like come here and like see that they're almost like transitioning to become like them. You know?
Well,
what I
hold
mean?
on. This is the one crazy thing that I keep seeing as well. Is, dude, come on. I understand, all right, wear the mask, da-da-da-da, but what's the fucking deal with people in the car alone?
Yeah,
the mask
wearing
on.
a
That's
mask.
weird.
What the
You're breathing your own air,
That's
stupid.
weird, dude.
That's the weirdest shit ever, right? Is it not? I mean,
Every time I
just
see
think,
that, I laugh.
I just think people are taking it to that next level a little bit with certain things. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm keeping it clean. My hands are washed. One thing I never did is I never freaked out about coronavirus. My partner freaked out, man. Went doomsday prepping on him, dude.
I haven't heard
MREs.
from him, bro.
Man, yo.
He's in his
Yo,
basement
he's
with
in a bunker.
I hear
bro.
from him
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
He's in a bunker.
He's literally in the bunker, though. That's the only time. If you're not making money with him, you ain't hearing from him
What,
right
you
now.
hear from him 'cause he's
period.
playing the video games?
No,
No,
he hears
no,
from
no,
him
no.
on through like their communication to make money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's still running the show, but I
Yeah.
mean,
He's
if
just
you're
doing it from a bunker.
yeah, he's
like,
just doing it from a bunker.
He's doing
You're
it from Hitler's bunker.
Yeah,
dude.
literally, yeah.
Damn,
From
yo, he's bugging, dude.
dude, I love him to death, but he is so nervous
He's
about
got
this
a knife
situation.
forge in his basement. He's making katanas
You
as
gotta
we
see him,
speak.
bro. When this all happened, he went and bought like 6 or 7 guns. He's already was.
I believe it.
He
I
was already nuts.
Yeah, but he's
dude.
not the only one. I talk to mad dudes that are like that, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Mad dudes are ready for the. First of all, I don't know what you're gonna do, bro.
My boy-
What are you gonna do with your one gun if they roll up with a friggin'
With a
army,
tank.
dude? With a tank, with
Yeah.
a friggin', they're gonna boom. That little fucking AK you got ain't gonna do nothing.
Well,
bro.
that's what
And
I try
First
to
of all,
explain.
a lot of people think they're made of that. It's one thing.
Bro, I explained this to my partner as well. I told him, I said, dude, listen, even if they show up with a tank and you got let's pretend you got a rocket launcher in here, you still don't have a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's someone bigger and badder out there. If the military's rolling up in tanks,
You're
dude,
done, bro.
yeah, there's nothing you could do.
What I will say is
This ain't
though,
street kid shit. You know
Now,
what
I
mean?
understand maybe having something if like you get into a situation where there's looters and people
Right.
are around looting, then I
And that's
understand
gonna
protecting your
happen.
house and that
That's
might be a
gonna
situation. But we're not getting there. Before that happens, they'll declare martial law. And
I will say one thing though. My boy who's in Japan before, he also said, he goes, it's gonna get to a point where boys who wouldn't rob you before because they had a job, now they don't have a job, so it's like they almost don't have a choice but to rob.
And they
the
have an
person
excuse to
next
wear a
them.
mask.
well, this is no,
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
right.
man,
No, this
like-
is the issue with that right now. This is my issue with that is that the government right now is making it so accessible for people not to work. It's making it more profitable for them not to work currently. You know what
Right.
I mean?
It's like you get like 1,000
A week,
and
right?
then, and then plus
Yeah.
the 600.
Which
that
I don't
you-
understand
What?
that point.
I-
I
Well,
don't
this is-
understand
this is
what
what's
that
gonna
was
end up
do for
happening.
anyone.
companies are going to start calling people back to work because companies are going to get bailed out. So people are getting PPP loans,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. People are going to start getting called back to work, and it's just when the economy opens, there's going to be jobs. There has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's gonna suffer, Sammy, is the small business.
Correct. That's
That's
exactly
really
what's going to
gonna take a
suffer.
hit.
The coffee
I agree.
shops,
Yeah,
the
you know
flower
what I mean?
houses,
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
If you're just, the only guy that makes that thing run, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like as far as financially.
If you own a
Correct.
vinyl store in 2021, you're done. You're
Yeah.
done. No one's
But not
buying
even
vinyls.
that. Just say a deli, a little
Yeah.
restaurant. You know what I mean? Or
Which those are personally my favorite types of
Yeah,
businesses.
Yeah, you know what I
100%.
mean? Well, they say
Yeah,
that's,
Maybach's
that's what
closed.
makes the country run. They say.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the big companies.
No,
the
I
small
agree.
Ones.
You
And,
never want to get to a position to where the only retailers that are left is Walmart and Amazon.
Yeah, that'd be the
You don't
worst.
never want that. You
Be
know
the
what I mean?
worst. Everyone would
Well-
have the same shit.
The one benefit to where when all this Corona shit broke out, I went to the corner stores. I went to my Habibi places, and It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I walked in, grabbed the toilet paper roll, grabbed whatever I needed. Milk was there. Everything was there. I wasn't stressed about nothing because those small businesses, everyone's rushing to Target, Walmart.
Well, this is the thing, too, about that whole situation as well, is that people, it doesn't matter. You could put a picture of anything up. You could put a picture up of milk and say that there's no milk left.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to panic and try to rush and get milk.
Same
It's like
with
a
the Popeyes
psychology
chicken
thing.
sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
No one was rocking with that sandwich until they took that shit off. They took that shit off, put it back on. Everyone went nuts for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I had
exactly.
that shit. Shit's not that good.
Not
I always
good.
remind me of the little Boosie, the video he did. Right? He was like,
This
"This
shit
shit's regular,
regular.
man.
This
She's
shit
like, this shit
regular."
regular." I was dying, and it is. It's really.
I'm not a fan of it.
nothing
I think,
special.
personally, Chick-fil-A is better.
I love Chick-fil-A. I do
Chick-fil-A
like
is
Chick-fil-A
better.
way better.
Chick-fil-A is just they're just ahead of the game. It's like you can't try to copy
Yo, they
them.
have the bomb ass lemonade too. Did you know that?
Yeah, dude.
They have the
definitely
bomb ass lemonade. I don't know why it's so good, but it's
Their
really
employees,
good.
their employees are just nicer too. Their employees are just nicer. I saw a picture of like some meme someone did. It was like my car didn't start at Chick-fil-A. The workers got out and jumped my shit.
Shout
like,
out
you know what I'm
Chick-fil-A,
saying?
though, man.
For
I fuck with
sure.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Another thing I've been missing, man, that I'm home right now is I'm Jack in the Box, man. Jack in the Box and In-N-Out, man. I want In-N-Out.
Burger, bro. You know me. I'm like I think In-N-Out isn't
I
as
love
good
In-N-Out.
as.
He
I'm a
likes
big-
Wahlburgers
I like-
better.
I like Wahlburger better for some reason. I
Not
don't know
me,
why.
man.
Well, the Wahlburgers in Boston was good. I'm not gonna lie. I had it in Vegas and I had it in Cali.
Boston was my favorite
Yeah,
one. It was,
it was
the best.
good in Boston. It was like we went to the one next to Fenway Park, and it
This
was
is Mark Wahlberg's there on the weekends. That's why.
Yeah,
I
well, I
know.
don't- that was good. And then I had one in Vegas. It was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. It was terrible. And then the Cali was okay.
Cali's okay, for
But
sure.
I would rather take an In-N-Out burger though.
Every
Because
time.
they're always
man.
good.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad In-N-Out
They're
burger.
great.
You've ever had
I'm not-
In-N-Out?
Never been on the
Oh, bro, it's so
Morty's
good.
Morty's coming on tour with us when we
Gotcha.
do that,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he'll
Young
get in
Jamie.
and out.
Young
Jamie. We got a couple good spots where you hit, dude.
Yeah.
Always like my spots are always
Barton G.
Barton G. I love In and Out.
Can we hit Soho this time?
Soho.
Yeah, we never.
No,
What
you
is
know
it?
what was dope? That one. What was the name of the restaurant where you were able to smoke inside of it?
Lil Cafe, dude.
But
we
they
gotta
got
go there
shut
for
down.
Sure. Nah, they're still open.
There was a civil lawsuit against them because they weren't cleaning shit, and I guess they were given like herpes.
The place we went to?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm never gonna go somewhere and be like, yeah, hey, can I use your bong? Like,
That's
you
what
know
it
what I
was.
mean?
They were
Like,
using
Oh no, we
bombs
got some
and
pre rolls.
Yeah, we got some pre-roll papers.
Bomb ass street corn. That shit was fire.
Best street corn
bro.
ever, bro.
Dude, that shit was fire. It had like crunch stuff.
Dude, I was so excited, bro. And this Low Cafe just opens, bro. It just
I
opens up.
remember that. Thing.
Can't get in. No one can get in. I make a call to one of my friends. Boom. Makes it happen for me.
Right.
Gets me in. Gets me a reservation.
Uh-huh.
Boom. I got you, Sammy. No problem. My man. Love you. You got to remember, Rihanna's in there at this time. Like, every
No, not at the time.
No,
they go there.
every
But that's just the
celebrity,
spot.
yeah,
Yeah,
every
that's the
celebrity
spot.
under the sun's going to this place to eat
Right.
right now. It's a big deal, you know what I mean? So no one can get in. I end up getting in. So excited about it, bro. I get there, we sit down, we end up get the street corn, da 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 da. I end up getting a fucking business call, dude. Completely ruined my entire time. I
Yeah.
ended up pacing in front of the place, talking
Ruined
on the
the
phone.
whole-
Oh,
Ruined the
I
whole
already,
lunch, bro.
I
You
already
can
know
see it
how
now.
you get when you're pacing. I bet you didn't even
I was
taste
so mad,
the food.
dude. I was so mad.
You
I
didn't
felt
even
so
taste
bad
the
for
food.
him.
Dude,
He was
hon-
looking so forward to it too, bro. He was like looking so forward to going to this place.
Yeah, dude, I was so excited
And
about it.
Me and June were just sitting there, and we just knew like, oh, dude, he's gonna be miserable.
Just shaking
with
your
this.
head like, oh.
Yeah,
no.
and then when dude, honestly, I don't even remember like the experience.
That, when you're that angry,
Yeah.
you can't even remember the food. You get oh man. It's
I
the
mean, it
worst.
was. I mean, everything was really good. But
What I do remember though is, dude, we got a pre-roll, bro, and I hit this pre-roll in there, and it was like a stinger or some shit. I never seen it before. I never seen nothing like it, dude. I hit it, and I was like, damn, that shit right there, that shit hit.
And the food was fire.
Yeah, the food was good,
It wasn't
man.
like just like a place that you could smoke and the food was garbage. It was
Where
really
did we
good food.
stay? Where did we stay in that time?
That house.
Oh, we stayed in the house that, yeah,
North
no,
Curson?
for sure. We stayed in North Curson, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Wasn't
we stayed
that right across the street from where Pop Smoke got shot?
I don't know.
No.
I thought you got shot up in the hills.
Yes, no. Where Pop Smoke got shot, me and my partner and someone else that worked for me when I went to LA, when I first originally started going out there, I stayed in that house directly across from where he did get shot, though. I know exactly where that is up in the hills
Who
up
was
there.
that one other rapper who just recently died from Corona?
Oh, Fred the Godson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was that's
Like
that's
young
terrible.
kid too. Right?
This is the thing that someone
he's probably,
told me.
He's probably my age. He's probably like 33, 34,
Yeah.
around there.
What about Kim Jong-un? Kim Jong-un, dude.
Yeah, for
What
Kim
about that?
Jong-un, yes.
Did we mention that?
Botched heart surgery.
Botched heart surgery. They're saying the sister's going to take power. Now, come on, tell me this. You don't think that she had that happen to take power?
Well, they said that he killed his brother
Oh,
and
he
killed
like,
family members,
his half
yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
And like they had some lady throw a towel over his head that had some chemicals or shit on it,
I-
and they made her think that she was like part of a prank show. That's how they got her into it. And she was like, someone came up to me and just told me I was a part of a prank show and to go and do this. And they were like, who was it? She's like, I don't know. They were like, yeah, real convenient. Wow.
I heard another thing too that go ahead.
So one of my friends had a really good comment on it. He said, criticizing North Korea is super easy to do when you completely ignore the historical context, the treatment of Koreans, Vietnamese, and Japanese people at the hands of the U.S., especially our extensive bombing that leveled 85% of North Korea's cities in the 50s. Sorry for the rant, but I'm just sick of these woke people saying how North Koreans should just not live in poverty, as if we didn't had the military assault that helped cause and continues to help cause the material circumstances North Koreans face. Very well spoken. If you ask me. Nobody
absolutely.
looks at that when they say, like, it's so fucked up over there, and they should just not. You can't just not do that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just change things.
I just didn't trust that little prick. That was my own
No,
concern.
yeah,
I didn't
no,
trust that
definitely
little
not.
prick. Yo, I felt like he was trying to
This is the
send
thing.
a rocket over here.
Well, this is the thing that you're running into now. At least we kind of knew what he was dealing with. Him and Trump were on some sort of speaking term. They've done more than any other world leaders in the past have ever done with North Korea. And now just someone's going to slide in there, take power in a nuclear-armed country.
Yeah, I'll tell you
And
what,
you know what I mean?
I don't
And
trust Putin
unstable.
either, dude. I don't trust Putin at all.
Women,
Those dudes are gangsters.
He can't do anything like that, though. Putin can't just go nuclear on people because he has too many, European Union ain't going for that.
I feel like he could do whatever the fuck
I
he
feel like
wants.
we're safer with a woman in power there, though. Women make a lot less brash
Oh,
decisions.
Women are very emotional, though. So if we do something, if Trump says the wrong thing,
Yeah, it's a problem.
bro. She might send the friggin' nukes over here, bro. She's so
She might
mad,
already
dude.
feel some
I know
type
in
of
our
way.
experience, definitely, you might think women are emotional, but like
Women,
in a term of war, they're not going to blow up the whole world. Like
She
they
might
have-
feel like she has something to prove, though, to be like, I'm big and bad like my brother.
Nah, women don't have pissing matches, man. That's one thing that women
Yeah.
really don't
I
do.
don't know about that. I don't
North
know about all
Koreans
women,
are
dude. I don't
different,
know about
though.
all women.
Women
dude.
might be petty with each other, like play tit for tat, but when it comes to like business, I've dealt with a lot of women that do business. Women don't do pissing matches. It's usually about the end product, which is getting money. Whenever I've done business with a woman, you got to remember, at the end of the day, when you're running a country, it's running a business. That's all it is. That's just a business.
I just think it's the person. I don't think it's the woman.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause like I said, I was in business with a woman, and
Something-
she did pissing contests. I'll put it like that. You know what I mean?
Something Morty said that was very interesting, though, is he said that over there, they make it like you're the supreme leader. You don't have anything wrong with you.
Yeah. That's
So-
why his conditions haven't really been covered whatsoever in the
What
news.
I think they might do is they might just be like, the supreme leader went on a long vacation. His sister is stepping in for the meantime.
Well, you got to remember, this is the thing. When it comes to reporting from North Korea, you get what the fuck they tell you.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting. You know what I mean? And like when the dad died, when Kim's dad died, people didn't find out for like 2 days, 3 days. He was already dead 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before it happened.
He was already being burned.
Yeah, like fucking, they give you what they want to give you. They live by their own rules over there. It's like their own bubble. Would they have one person had coronavirus and they killed him?
Yeah.
That would happen, right?
Yeah.
Should have
Shot
shot
him,
on the
killed him,
tarmac.
right? Yeah,
Right on
done.
the tarmac.
Lit 'em up.
But
Done.
you know, what? Speaking of people
So
getting
as
lit
of
up,
3 hours ago, South Korea insists Kim Jong-un, supreme leader, is alive and well.
He's alive, bro.
South Korea or
He's
North?
probably up to something. He's probably on-
South Korea
he's probably on
reported
his way
that.
over here in a submarine or something.
I also read an article that there's like a company, like an independent company who like monitors satellite images, and they know where his train.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. It
Yeah,
says his
he
train
drive-
was
he-
spotted at a coastal resort.
Correct. So he's like, they're saying that he's on like the coast where like that's like the best part of Korea over there,
There is
right?
no
It's like the
safe.
nicest part.
There is no safe.
Yeah, and
Everyone
he's
knows
riding.
where everyone
He's
is.
riding around on a railroad. Yeah,
It's crazy, dude.
riding around on the railroad, bro. That's his. That's his daily.
He's got the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah,
just
that's his
loaded,
daily, yeah.
Loaded. You
Yeah.
know he's out there, just 20-year-old Korean girls.
Another thing that I thought was crazy is Korea as a whole is only worth like 54 billion. That's all they're worth. He's only got a net worth of like 5 billion.
Yeah, that you know of.
Well, yeah, you got to remember
Right.
Jeff Bezos is richer than the whole
Yeah,
entire
but
Korea.
He's probably not showing all his money, that dude.
Oh, I'm sure not, but you got to remember that is an estimated net worth. Is what's going on. There's everything over there is his, so
Yeah.
it's nuts.
And I guess, what do you need a lot of money for if you have everything? You know?
Yeah, no,
Really,
for sure,
what are you
for
paying
sure.
for?
You're the supreme leader. What do you need money for? You just go in and take it. Who said
He
anything to you?
don't leave there.
No.
Never. He never leaves there. But you were telling me earlier, I didn't know anyone ever went there. You were telling me who went.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis
dude.
Rodman
And he
would
brought a
go
couple
there?
players over. There's a whole documentary on it. I forgot what it's called. Bro.
There
You
was a
gotta
guy
watch
from
it.
Vice who went there too, like back in the day,
Yeah.
day Vice. They went there, and the guy, it was literally just so weird. It was like when you watched, what was that one with Jonah Hill and fucking that Seth guy? You know,
Seth Rogen.
The interview.
Yeah,
The interview.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've
was
seen
with-
it, but I heard about it.
It's a really good movie. I just watched it the
In
other
the
night.
interview, they had something where it was like the guy showed up and was like, "Yes, look at our stores," and it was like it was a fake store.
With a fake fat kid in front.
Right. So
David Skylark.
Yeah, David Skylark. In that same documentary, that guy got taken to like someplace where it's like, look at this tea store and look at this like restaurant. So what happened was they brought him to some banquet where there was like 50 tables and chairs set up, and they were like, oh, there's a dinner. He's like, where's the people? He was like, oh, they just left.
Yeah, I bet.
And then they came out and they brought out all these like little like plates of mush that were like nothing, but they brought out all these like little bowls that had shit in it. It was like 50 of these little bowls to say like, look at all this shit we have, but it was all like mush. It was nothing. And then he got taken to like some other like tea store, and like the girl was like left there. Like you could tell like
you're rambling. Let's wrap it.
All right, yeah, we do have to wrap up. I knew this camera's about to die, and we're well over an hour.
all right,
boys.
love your freaks. Bye.
Yep.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
You talking down on us, we live it up. You talking down on us, we live it up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking way up, way up. I'm talking